There are 32 more days left in this Rotary year. I know our district governor is not counting those too quickly. We want to ask all of you to finish the year strong, get ready for the new year. We've had a great response to our online district assembly. 33 clubs have been represented in each of the last 2 sessions. Hopefully there's more tonight. I know many of you on the call tonight have been to all of them, so thank you. And you've brought others from your club, so we appreciate that. For the president-elects on the call, trust your leadership skills and instincts to lead. For the presidents, thank you for leading and adapting in uncommon times. Rotary is all about leadership, and we have been blessed to have so many inspiring leaders in our clubs and district. So thank you so much. We are now looking for Edna Harrison. Edna, are you out there to lead us in the pledge?
Tony, I don't see her on unless she's on a phone, just a phone with a number, so.
District Governor Cindy, would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for week 3 of our virtual district assembly. Tonight we will be focusing on growing Rotary. When many people hear growing Rotary, they immediately think of membership. And yes, it does encompass membership. However, it is so much more than membership. It's about our Rotarians and their membership needs. Can we be flexible as an organization? Can we provide new ways for our members to be engaged? Can we provide new pathways to membership? And are we able to retain our members and have lifelong members, not members that stay for 2 to 3 years? Engagement, flexibility, growth can all happen organically if we provide a value proposition to our members and potential members. They need to see themselves in our organization. Can they identify with our core values and the goals of Rotary? We did not see this crisis hitting us so hard, but we are all learning to adapt. And we need to combine the changes that we have made today in our clubs moving forward. We cannot let this opportunity for growth pass us by. As a district, we have some specific goals in regards to growing Rotary, and you'll be hearing more about them this evening, but they include growing membership, creating new types of memberships and/or clubs, completing the Rotary Club Health Check, utilizing a combination of in-person and virtual meetings, and ensuring that your existing members are engaged. Now, it's also important that every member in our organization takes on the challenge of engaging our members and reaching out to potential members. It is not just your membership chair's responsibility to go out and find new members. It's on all of us. This evening, we will hear from Rotary International Director, Jeffry Cadorette. He will share with us new visions and plans that Rotary has embraced to grow our organization, especially during these current challenges. How, as an organization, we are choosing to pivot, to not become stale, to learn, grow, and not just survive, but thrive. This is our moment. Now more than ever, Rotary is needed in our world. If you have any questions for Jeffrey, please put them in the chat box and he will answer them after his presentation. Then Larry Palant will share with us more specific goals for our district. Following that, you will have the opportunity to discuss growing Rotary in breakout rooms. You can hear firsthand from other members in our district what is working in their clubs and what we can all do to move our district forward. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Let's embrace this opportunity today to grow Rotary. It is now my pleasure to turn it over to our current Rotary International Director, Jeffry Cadorette. Jeffrey?
Thank you, Governor Cindy, for that intro and that welcome. Hi, everybody. It's a privilege for me to be here with you tonight. Congrats to Governor Cindy, Governor-elect Tony, Governor nominee Mike, Governor nominee designate Larry, and the entire 7210 leadership team for planning and executing tonight's event. It's good to see some familiar faces in the gallery. My comments tonight will be on the topic of Grow Rotary. I wanted to share with you what Grow Rotary is and what it is not, and why it is vital to our organization and to your district at this time, and what we need you to do. First, what it is not. Grow Rotary is not a membership campaign. For the past decade plus, we have been engaged in various membership campaigns utilizing a wide variety of tactics. Most of that emphasis has been around growing the membership numbers in existing clubs. The statistics in your own district and across North America don't lie. Despite our best efforts, we have not been successful. In North America, our membership now is at 29% of our global organization. It's the first time in our history we have dropped below 30%. And remember that when we started 115 years ago, 100% of our membership was in North America. It's time to sound the alarm. And I am sounding it loud and clear for you tonight. Clearly, we need a different approach. Remember what Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Excuse me, Grow Rotary is different. It is in fact a multi-year initiative whose ultimate goal is to grow multiple facets of our organization. The end result, which will be attracting and retaining more members, more participants. It springboards off of our new vision statement, which I'm happy to see. I think I saw it on your website, and I think I saw it on your 2021 brochure with your goals. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And it leverages off of our strategic priorities and objectives, our action plan, increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. It's gratifying to see our action plan reflected in your district's 2020-21 goals. You know that both in your district and at the zone level, we have subject matter experts and committees to assist clubs and districts in a range of vital areas. The Rotary Foundation, public image, membership, polio, endowments and major gifts to the Rotary Foundation. One of your own, Knut Johnson, is our endowment and major gifts coordinator for Zone 32. Traditionally and historically, those subject matter experts have worked in silos. 18 months ago, when we were training all of the zone coordinators in Evanston, we drew separate circles on a flip chart, identifying each group. And then we redrew the circles in an image that more resembled the Olympic rings, connected, no longer in silos, each with a contribution to growing Rotary. Growing membership no longer just the job of a membership committee or the Rotary coordinators. Grow Rotary is a coordinated effort. Enhancing and improving public image, public awareness, and public understanding in a community can generate more attraction. Telling the story of the work of the Rotary Foundation can do the same and can also aid in retention of members when clubs engage in foundation grants and projects, especially when foundation money is used locally. Transforming a club's culture and member experience so that we're not bringing folks in the front door only to have them walk out the back door. Most new Rotarians leave our organization within the first 2 years of membership. So it's not just about bringing in new members, it's about what we're bringing them into. If even half of the clubs in your district accomplished even half of the goals your district has set, your district will grow. And Grow Rotary is even more. What we now know and what we have learned is that adding a couple of members to each club each year is not going to reverse the membership declines in North America of the past decade. We know that in every district, we need new clubs, and not just new breakfast, lunch, or dinner clubs, new and innovative club models, new access points, new channels into Rotary. Our traditional model has served us well over the past century plus. It will not be the vehicle that will sustain us and keep us relevant going forward. There are hundreds of thousands of people of all ages who will never access us through our traditional club model. We've been trying. They share our core values. They share our ethic for service. We need to find access points that work for them. No longer can we expect them to find us where we are. They're not even looking there. We need to show up where they are. Our new virtual connectivity due to the global pandemic has only reinforced that. Club meetings that I've spoken to across North America, former members showing up virtually, current members who weren't showing up at all, now engaging virtually. We need to continue to support and strengthen our existing clubs. We need to honor our past, but we need to retool for the future. Now, this is our pivot point, and we need to pivot hard. Now, new innovative club models, new channels into our organization, new access points. We believe that is the solution to reversing the membership decline across North America. To that end, the North American directors appointed 20 individuals as innovative club advocates. They're listed in the left border of our monthly newsletter, and they're available to you from your district leadership. We self-funded them, bringing them all to Evanston for training this past January, and they're now available to you, to your district, to assist you in developing new clubs, not just new clubs, innovative club models here in District 7210. And they have a new tool to help you. Heat maps of your area, identifying where Rotarians live, where there are population centers that may be underserved, demographics of your area that can help you to identify places where a new innovative club model or even a new traditional club model could thrive. And we need to get out of our own way. We need to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. If a group of people wants to start a new club in an area, anywhere in North America, do you know what the biggest hurdle is? Do you know what the biggest obstacle they have to overcome usually is? The existing club in that area or the one close by. Stop that. We have to stop that. A rising tide raises all ships. There is room for everyone. A new club with a new access point serves people interested in our organization that could never access the existing club nearby. Excuse me. And speaking of new access points, new channels into our organization, in 2 years, we'll be running pilots in Houston and in Chicago as a run-up to the Houston Convention. We'll penetrate those markets with marketing and advertising. We'll heighten the public awareness and understanding of Rotary. And then we'll roll out the global participant model. Members of Rotary International and not members of a club. You each know that Rotary International is the association of our 34,000 clubs around the world. You individually are not a member of Rotary International. You are a member of your club. Your club is a member of RI. In this new model, participants would be a member of Rotary International. We would give them a value proposition. We would support them. And they won't be half Rotarians. It's not like you'll be real and they'll be half. We'll all be Rotarians, but we're going to provide a channel for people. And I'm telling you, around the globe, it could be 1 million or 2 million people who share our core values, want to be a part of us. And now we're going to try to give them a channel, an access point. Growing Rotary with new channels into us, with new access points for people to be a part of us. Not being satisfied anymore with 1.2 million Rotarians for the past 23 years. In my mind, in 4 to 5 years, we can be at 3 million Rotarians or 4 million Rotarians. Your district can do the same. We'll see how the pilot goes. To some, the global participant pilot may sound like anarchy. I can almost hear it coming through the screen. Some veteran Rotarians think, well, that's not Rotary. Well, I remember when breakfast clubs started, and that was thought of as anarchy. People said, you can't do Rotary at breakfast, you can only do Rotary at lunch and dinner. Well, they were wrong. There are lots of opportunities to grow. Only 23% of our members are women. We can do better. Only 6% of our membership is under the age of 40. We can do better. 30% of our members leave because of cost and time requirements. We can do better. We can use the virtual connectivity integrated into traditional club meetings to mitigate the cost and time factors. 23% of our members leave because of the club environment. We can do better. The club health check can impact that. Club culture and the member experience are vital to retention and to the growth of a club. 19% of our members leave because of unmet expectations. We can do better. We need to deliver at the club level the value propositions we tell people to expect. And you don't need to do all of this or accomplish all of this on your own. Rotary International, your district, and Zone 32 have resources to help you. DGND Larry will be talking with you about that in the next segment. Tools and resources to help you to make your club stronger, more vibrant, and a place more people want to be, to help you to make your club irresistible. Resources for you to start new clubs, new access points into our organization that your current clubs don't provide. So I'm sounding the alarm, and I am sounding it loud and with urgency. I am in fact asking you to consider Grow Rotary with a sense of urgency. We shared with your district leadership team the 10-year membership history of your district by club. 10 years ago, 1,820 members. Today, 1,548 members, each year getting smaller. Don't feel picked on. That's consistent with all North American districts. We need to change. We need to transform. Listen and hear the alarm. Wouldn't it be something if someone ran the same report for your district 10 years from now? And this was the time that the tide turned. This was the time folks look back on with gratitude and thanked you for taking a stand. Thank you for the start of 10 years of growth in your district. Thank you for keeping Rotary relevant in District 7210 and in North America. This is doable. This is an opportunity. And in this new world of virtual connectivity, this is achievable. Keeping Rotary relevant here in District 7210 and across North America for the decades to come. That's the why. That's the why we have to do this. It will take all of us working together. I have tremendous faith in your leadership team. I have tremendous faith in you. I can think of no greater legacy for you than embracing the Grow Rotary initiative and changing the direction of the line on the graph for your district from not consistently down, but consistently up. Public image folks, membership folks, Rotary Foundation folks, End Polio Now folks, Club Rotarians, all working together, each with a subject matter expertise. Each of you are brand ambassadors, all with a role to play in this Grow Rotary initiative, each of you with a piece of the puzzle. Oh, and by the way, the real winners, the ever-increasing number of less advantaged children and families in your district and around the globe who desperately need you. A world that needs to be rid of polio, a planet in dire need of more understanding and peace. We need more citizen diplomats. We need more grassroots humanitarians. We need more hands on deck. We need more people so that we can help more people. It's that simple. That starts now. That starts tonight. That starts with you. Take a stand. Now is the time. Grow Rotary. It's our #1 priority. Stay safe, and thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for being here to speak to us. We appreciate your insight and your perspective. We're now going to see if we have any questions for you. Can we hear a little bit more about the Global Rotarian pilot you mentioned?
Sure. You know, we haven't even invented yet all of the new channels and access points that we need to. We've got passport clubs, corporate clubs, theme-based clubs, family clubs. We've got a lot, satellite clubs. We've got a lot of new access points, but we haven't even begun to invent all that we can. And this came up because there's a feeling that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in the world who share all of the core values you do, who believe in everything you do, and will never be able to access us through a traditional model or even through a new and innovative model. So why not let them be a member of Rotary International? Why not have 1 million or 2 million people? And we can give them a value proposition, and we can figure out how fellowship occurs with them. But why not have people as part of our organization who can be a member of Rotary International without having to go through a club? We've been trying this now for 23 years to grow our membership past 1.2 million. We've got to think of new ways. So this is a pilot. It'll happen in Houston because that's where the convention is, and it'll happen in Chicago because that's near our world headquarters, and that's where we can best support that pilot. And we're going to see. We're going to see if that theory is correct. And if it is, we'll roll it out worldwide.
Okay, another question for you. What are the statistics on growth in other countries?
So India is exploding. Africa is growing. Australia and New Zealand are in the same boat we're in. Most of the Western world, RIBI, Rotary in the British Isles, they're struggling. They've got some of the same problems that we have. Some of it's a cultural thing. A lot of people say to me, well, you know, why don't we just do what they're doing in India? Because it seems to be working well there. It's a whole different culture there. Rotary in India is different. Additionally, India has the smallest average club size in the world and the lowest retention rate in the world. And I'm telling you, that's not sustainable. Now, it's sustainable for a while if you've got, you know, what do they have, 1.2 billion people? And it's sustainable in their culture because Rotary has a different prestige factor there. It's like it was here 50 years ago. So we can't do what they're doing in India. We used to do that 45 years ago here. We're the canary in the cage. All of the places where Rotary is growing will eventually catch up to where we are. We're the canary in the cage.
Okay, another question for you. What are some concrete steps and tools you see clubs using to start this pivot point and to update their processes and procedures?
Well, you start with a club health check. I mean, you've got to take the, you know, it's like a patient. You have to take their pulse. You don't know how to fix it if you don't know what's wrong with it. And so it starts with an honest club health check. It starts with a club that is willing to transform. I don't know how many of you have heard me tell this story. If you own a home or a townhome or a condo and you drive home tonight and you know, you drive up and the landscaping's a little tattered and worn, and you know, you thought about doing something about that 2 years ago, it just hasn't hit your radar. You walk in the front door and the carpet is worn, and you know, you probably ought to have the carpet replaced, but you're used to it. It's almost invisible to you anymore. You walk into the kitchen was brand new when the house was built in 1945, but you're used to it. It's comfortable to you. The paint's peeling in some places, but all of that stuff is invisible to you. You go in and out of that house every day and you're comfortable with it. And when do you change that? When does that all change? It all changes when you go to sell your home and some hotshot realtor comes in and you spend $20,000 refurbishing and updating your home to make it better for the next owner. That's most of our Rotary clubs. They're comfortable to us. All of the flaws are invisible. But if you want your club to have curb appeal, if you need to make your club ready for the next buyer, That's what you need to do. And you can only do that if you take an honest look at your club and at your club experience, your member experience, and your club culture. And I'm telling you that in most clubs, many clubs in North America, it's horrible. It's horrible. You even see it online with our new virtual connection. I speak at Rotary clubs across North America. And I'm telling you, if you had a bad club meeting in person, you have a bad club meeting online too. We need to fix that. We're guilty of false advertising. We advertise professional development, organizational development, personal growth, networking. And for many clubs in North America, that's frankly false advertising. That's not what we deliver. And that's why people come in the front door and they look around and they say, well, that's not what I thought it was going to be. And they walk out the back door. Clubs need to start with an honest look in the mirror. And we have help for that. We have people all over the zone and all over your district who can help clubs who want to transform, who want to become irresistible.
Okay, one last question for you, Jeffrey. With so many fantastic organizations out there, how does Rotary set itself apart when it's looking for new members?
I think it's our core values that set us apart. It's our ethics. It's our core values. It's the four-way test. You know, there are a lot of groups out there that do service, and there are a lot of groups that get together and have breakfast or lunch or dinner, and there are a lot of groups that do some of the things we do. I think what sets us apart are our core values and the four-way test and our ethics. And I think that's part of our value proposition, frankly. I think that's what sets us apart.
Thank you. We're going to have you stick around. Because after, yes, I know, please, yeah, thanks. Larry's going to talk to us, and then you and Larry are going to go together in and out of the chat rooms. Okay?
Okay.
Great.
Thanks. Great to be here with you. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you. And now, Larry Palant will talk to us more about district goals and specific things for our district. Larry?
Thanks, Jeff. That was terrific. So the next 10 or so minutes, I'm going to try to help you grow Rotary by showing you what's available on the myrotary.org page. Remember, members make Rotary happen. So what you see now is District Governor-elect Tony's goals for his upcoming Rotary year. And the first major goal is to grow membership. Now, how might we do this? Well, we'll create new types of memberships and/or clubs. We'll go over that later. Every club is to complete the Rotary Club Health Check. We'll utilize a combination of in-person and virtual meetings, which a lot of us are doing now. And we'll ensure that your existing members are engaged. These are Tony's goals. How will I show you that? Well, we'll go into the myrotary.org page, look at the membership page, and you'll learn to assess your club, engage your club members, connect with prospective members, make new members feel welcome, and develop your club's flexibility and innovation. So let's find out how to do that. What you have is now in front of you the myrotary.org main page. And if you don't have an account, I certainly suggest you set one up. Once you're on this main page, you're going to click the Learning and Reference tab and go down to the Membership tab. That'll bring you to a page that looks like this. We'll be discussing areas that Tony has preferences for. We're going to assess our club areas. We're going to engage current members, connect with prospective members. So let's go to one of Tony's main goals, and that's the Rotary Club Health Check. Here's what it looks like. So this is something that I've done with my club when I was club president, and I found that the best way to do it is take a day that you're going to have a club assembly and distribute all of the questionnaire pages to your club members. Everybody sit down for 5 minutes and go over each of the pages, and let's say service and socials. What you have here are areas and questions on whether or not your club is doing these items. So example, if your club offers members leadership opportunities and professional development, check that off. Check off as many as you feel your club is currently doing. Once everyone has completed the forms, have someone collect them and sit down and tabulate those lines that have no check marks. Then what you'll do is you'll sit down and look at a prognosis. Remember, this was a health check, and the solution for a prognosis is a prescription. So if your club lacks social activities, one of the solutions is to put 1 or 2 members in charge of organizing socials through the year, and also you can join a Rotary Fellowship. So let's go back to the membership page. Next, you want to engage current members. So how do you do this? Well, that's connecting members for good. Encourage members to get involved in their club, community, and the Rotary world for a more meaningful experience. So let's see what that looks like. This document has a lot of great suggestions getting involved and make a difference. Talks about connecting with your club, shows you ways in which you can connect with your club, connecting with your community, again, shows ways of doing that, and connecting with the Rotary world. So back to membership. Next, let's look at the Rotary Learning Center. The Rotary Learning Center has a tremendous number of courses. What I've done is I've pre-populated it by typing in membership. And these are electronic courses that you can take online, anywhere from 15 minutes for a developing membership strategies up to a full 7-hour day course that you can sit down and look at anytime. You can start it, finish it. There's 30-minute courses, and it's very beneficial to have your membership chair go through all of these courses at some point in their Rotary year. So let's go back to membership. Also, we've spoken frequently about engaging young professionals. These are the millennials that are going to be the future of Rotary, the next leaders in our clubs. So there is a section on the page called Engaging Young Professionals. Let's take a look at that. It's not just a single document, it's an entire page. And the fortunate thing about Rotary is we don't have to reinvent the wheel for every club. It's already been done for us. So they have a toolkit, and the toolkit shows us all about the audience, the culture, connections, engagement, and values. And it's a great tool for sitting down and learning about millennials and the future of our membership. You also want to connect with, you want to have a positive experience for your prospective members. So there's a document that we call Creating a Positive Experience for Prospective Members. And this shows members and membership chairs how to prospect for members. You want to, indicates whether or not a member is a good fit for the club and whether or not the club is a good fit for the member. And I'm a firm believer of every community should have a good representation of those professions that are in the community. I can't say it enough that you should have a member of your school board as a club member, and also every community has a funeral home director. They are the eyes and ears of what's happening in each community, and they should become members of your club if they already aren't. So let's go back to the membership tab. Okay, we also want to make new members feel welcome and give them a good orientation. So there's a document called Kickstart Your New Member Orientation, and that's introducing new members to Rotary. Clubs should have a formal orientation for their members. Sit them down before they become a member, explain to them exactly what Rotary is about, what's expected of them, cover Rotary, benefits of membership, your club, Rotary Foundation. And then once they've learned about Rotary, ask them if they still want to join, have your club vote on them, and then induct them in a few weeks. There are a lot of clubs whose entire Rotary orientation is bringing them to a couple of meetings, saying you want to join. They know nothing about what Rotary is about, and then inducting them in a few weeks. So that's not a good way to bring new members in. We also want to have a new member. We want to develop your club membership leadership plan. So strengthening your membership creating a membership plan. This is a document that we call Strengthening Your Membership. And this is a 32-page document, discusses how to evaluate your club, creating a vision. Maybe your club needs a vision statement, attracting new members. It's a great directory for setting up a membership team, a membership team, and evaluating your club and all of these different topics. So I strongly suggest that if you don't have a membership chair, have your membership chair start with this and get a team for your chair. Next, we're going to move on to flexibility. So club flexibility, we've spoken about this, and there's a whole section on club flexibility. You can ask questions about your specific club and it'll take you to an area. People have trouble making it to our meetings because of time and location. You click that and it will bring you to a section answering questions on how to take care of that. Then, this is the matrix of the club models. This is the direction that Rotary may be going. We have a traditional club, but we're opening up satellite clubs. These are clubs that may be a breakfast meeting for a club that traditionally has a lunch meeting, where you only need 8 members to start the club. We have e-clubs. We have a passport club, which the district is starting. We need 20 members. Currently, we have 10 members. You have a corporate club. You have a cause-based club. Possibly a hospital can have members and have their own individual Rotary club, alumni-based club, and then a Rotaract club. Rotaract clubs can also be members of Rotary. If you haven't started one, you should consider the colleges and universities in your area. So that's the end of my presentation. We're going to break out now and go into breakout rooms with assistant governors overseeing them. Thanks for paying attention. Thank you.
Just some amazing, and I've heard, and I think as Jeffrey said, this is going to be a springboard night for us. Let's hear from our discussion leaders, our great discussion leaders. First one is going to be Matt Eiler.
First, Tony, because it just happened, but by far best discussion group I've had yet of the 3 I've done so far. I mean, it's a good topic. It's really an interesting topic because getting new members and retaining members are equally important. That's kind of the lifeblood of what we're of the future of the club. So everyone has ideas. I think the most interesting takeaways I had were, one is this idea that in some cases people are actually getting greater participation on the Zoom meetings than not. Others had a slightly less participation, but it's pretty good. But the interesting part of it was that it's different members that are on the Zoom than, to some extent, you know, a different subset of members than are in person. So it's an obvious concept would be to perhaps do going forward in the future after this crisis is over, is to go every other week between a Zoom meeting and an in-person meeting. And I think that would have a lot of advantages in terms of reaching people that can't make the in-person meetings. It would cut your cost of being in the club virtually in half because you'd only be paying meals half the time. And it would cut the time commitment significantly because it's obviously, you know, half as long to jump on a Zoom than to drive to a restaurant and all that, but you'd still have the fellowship. So that was I thought that was a really interesting idea.
Great.
We were actually kicking that around in our own club. So that's my big takeaway.
Thanks, Matt. And by the way, your name starts with an E. That's why you go first. Nails, even though his starts with a K, we call him Nails.
That's it. So I'm actually a little bit upset for the rest of the breakouts because I think we had the best breakout session in Rotary history. So kudos to the guys that were there. We really went over, and women that were there. Renee from NIAC actually shared with us some really great things about her club pivoted not only to happy hour meetings, but how they're using, how all the clubs are using virtual. And the virtual presence, let's just call them more tenured Rotarians, saw that there is a future as they've adopted technological advancements as well as the newer Rotarians. A big issue that came up was preserving the camaraderie, that live in person, what Rotary is. we all acknowledge that we need to adapt, and this is the springboard for it. And Jeffrey pointed it out. Membership can no longer be a need-based issue. I say the big thing is that what I heard was that about your why. Why are you in Rotary and celebrating that? The more we celebrate it, the more we tell people why we're doing what we're doing, why the foundation's doing what it's doing, the stronger our club gets, the more attention we get, the more people that will come, the more people that will stay. And the final comment that kind of I put a little capstone on this was, as people were talking about virtual meetings versus live in-person meetings versus happy hour and lunch and breakfast and alternating and whatnot, I think that the next progression of what this virtual presence is, it's not just going to be, which our Radio Rotary pointed out, okay, guys, we're doing virtual for Blizzard. It's a Blizzard and we're all locked in. But I think we're very soon approaching the concept of, okay, we're having our regular lunch meeting, but Nails can't make it, Matt K can't make it, but he's going to attend virtually. Or, hey, guys, we got this amazing speaker that's going to come, but they're going to come via this webcast. So I think we're going to see a lot more blending of meetings. And I think that's going to be a huge tool, along with some of these other tools that really people are learning about today that we kind of shared today. The importance of strategic planning and reviewing these things using tools like the health check.
Thanks, Matt. Great job. It sounds like a lot of activity. Probably not much airlift in that room after you got finished. Next is Sal Lucido. Sal.
I was very, very impressed by the number of people that had gone through and done the Rotary Club health check, and some of their observations, which, you know, leads me right into the fact that there are a lot of clubs that are going to adapt when we're out of this crisis. There's going to be a lot more flexibility than I would have ever imagined pre-coronavirus. It really seemed like most of the people that were in our group had a handle on the changes that they were going to make to be able to move to Rotary after the coronavirus. That's what we saw.
Great, thanks. Great observation, Sal. Appreciate that. Cecile Plattner, what happened in your breakout room?
We, a lot of people were trying different meetings, different social meetings, different types. I felt like that people were being flexible. One of the questions was sort of what Larry was talking about with the classifications. How do we attract different types of people to the meetings? Younger people, older people, retired people who don't want to attend meetings. They're done sitting in a meeting. And one of the takeaways was to get them involved in service projects. This idea, which I know the Passport Club is doing, where you get your meeting attendance by going to a social event or a service project. Pairing experienced and new Rotarians as mentor partners, pairing them on a project or giving them a committee and encouraging new members to start as a project was a new thing. There was a lot of talk about how the public image draws people in, but then we have to grab them. If people want to give back to their community, that's what attracts them to Rotary, but how do we get them involved in doing that right away? And the last thing is I added in my own question, which is, have you ever reached out to the zone? You know, Jeffrey was talking about these club innovation experts, and no one in my group had ever reached out to Rotary International or the zone for help. They hadn't looked beyond their own district, which I thought was interesting.
Thanks, Cecile. Appreciate that. Great observations. And certainly not least but last is Peter Sullivan. Pete, what happened in your breakout room?
Well, we had a very interesting discussion. We had Jeffrey and Cindy in our group, which was very nice. Our the people in the room are very active clubs, I would say, that are very confident in their current models. And I would say that they were not they did not talk, did not embrace, I would say, a lot of the new stuff that was talked about. But they're very confident in their models. They're having social meetings on top of regular meetings. They're doing very well in their Zoom meetings. So 3 clubs have attracted new members while we're in this Zoom phase, which is very good. Members have done the Rotary Health Club check, and that's produced good results. So I think there's room for hope for our clubs, but I think we need to stimulate ourselves to embrace all of these new concepts and try them out. You know, why not do a satellite club? Who's going to do it first?
Right. Well, now is the time more than ever, I would submit to you. And we thank certainly our RI director, Jeffry Cadorette, for that great message. I think it stirred a lot of people. I know there's a lot of comments about it. So, and many thanks to Mike Palant. If anybody thinks this job is easy, the man behind the curtain, the man behind the glass, it's not an easy job. So thank you, Michael, for doing what you're doing. Many thanks to the discussion leaders. You all are getting better. You'll have it down pat by week 5. No, that's not true. Many thanks to all of you for taking out 75 minutes of your day. I hope you all learned something. I know if you take the time to write something down that you learned tonight, bring it back to your club, discuss it there. It'll be very worthwhile, and we will springboard. Look, there's a lot happening. But you as incoming leaders, the president-elects, the president's job is really not done because now you're sage and you have wisdom. But the president-elects on this call, you are not alone. We are, the district is, and people like Jeff Cadorette, a phone call away, a text message away, an email away, smoke signals away, carrier pigeon. There is help. Don't feel overwhelmed. This is a great opportunity for Rotary because we really get a chance to change the paradigm right now, as Jeffrey was saying. And please remember, this is not your year per se. Think about our and we. Please don't think about me and mine, okay? No one accomplishes anything alone in life generally. And the same is true for Rotary. So we're a big family, but you are the leader. It's called primus inter pares. You're the first among equals. So remember that when you're leading, it's not autocratic. You need followers to be a leader. So please remember that. Many thanks to our DGND Larry, Membership Chair Larry, for his presentation on growing Rotary in our district. I think it was well received. And today, just a quick aside, you all received an email earlier from our Foundation Chair, Louis Turpin, about our district grants and options to support the Rotary Foundation. I know you have membership on your mind, but please read that email, open it. Let's get a gigantic open rate on that email from Louis and engage your clubs about ways we can get more involved with our great foundation. Next week is our final session. You know, we keep building, and we had over 100 tonight. Next week is our final session for this. I know you'll miss it, but it won't be the end. It's just the beginning. Our topic will be promoting Rotary, and our featured speaker will be the dynamic Jason Brown. Our district speaker will be our own DGN, Mike Palant. So let's break some attendance records next week. Please be safe. Thank you all for hanging in, and write something down or put it in your phone, your laptop. Write down some notes tonight while they're fresh in your head. Don't lose what you've learned tonight and the inspiration that you've received from Jeffrey and others. Thank you all. Be safe.